Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. I will be continuing the project I was working on last week, which is creating a landscape in Photoshop. These are the two examples I did last week. So I had a really good time with it, so I was thinking about giving it another try. So I already have some things set up here to work with. The first thing I'm gonna make is gonna be a landscape on the beach. So basically I want to add this house or these houses to this photograph, and let's see if I can do it. So I want the bottom of this photograph, so I'm gonna go ahead and select that one first. Take a second. Okay. That looks pretty good to me so far. This spot. Okay. So I'm gonna copy it and bring it over to this empty artboard that I have here. I decided to make this image because I know that I will have to mess around with perspective a lot, so I thought it would be a good challenge. Okay, that's not too bad. Now I'm gonna bring over the house right here. Oops, right here. Just select that again. It's way too big. That's not too bad. It looks pretty realistic. Maybe even making it a little smaller might be better. Okay, I think that's not too bad. No, I think it should go back to what it was, something like that. And if anything, I'll just change the size towards the end. I'm gonna go ahead and copy these trees and bring them over, so it looks like the house is actually a part of the landscape. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, perfect. So I just have to clean this area and this area because it looks way too similar. So What I'm gonna do is just make kind of a random shape. Actually, I'm gonna select the tops of the trees because that will make it look more realistic. Well, that's the aim at least. There you go. I don't know if you can see over here, but it kind of looks like there's a pattern because it is the exact same thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and even it out, like right over here. I think I actually deleted the wrong one. Yeah, I did. Which is fine. I can still find a way around that. Alright, that looks great to me. I think I'm gonna get rid of these trees over here because I accidentally took some of the blue from the other sky. So I've taken away the trees. I'm just gonna repeat what I was doing. I'm on the wrong layer. Now I'm on the right one. This over here is actually distracting me way too much in order for me to continue. So what I'm gonna do here is just, I'm gonna merge all these layers together. That way, it's easier to overlap things and to delete things. Okay. Eraser. I'm gonna do something like this as an eraser. If I can. Can I? Yes. Okay. I probably don't have to go that much into detail with this editing just because I'm gonna give it a filter look to make it look more consistent. But I don't know if you saw over here, but it definitely changed it up. I did erase, however, some parts, so I'm just going to use the stamp tool fix it up. Okay. And I think I'm gonna actually use the stamp tool for this as well. Just to cover up any blue, nothing else. Ooh, over here as well. Didn't even notice these little specks of blue. Okay. Oh, and right over here, I don't know if you see this, but this looks very, very messy. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that. Oops. Okay, and this one that I have to erase. Oh, I have to make sure I'm selected the inverse, so it allows me to only erase outside of the selected box. Perfect. I kind of like how this comes out over here. So maybe I'll just clean this up here, but I would have to view it from afar to really see. Okay, I actually don't like it, so I can just go ahead and try to get rid of all of this. Okay, this didn't work. Let's try this again. Oh, I don't know if you see along the edge over here, it's little specks of blue. Just gonna fix that. So with Photoshop, you have to make sure you're on the correct layer when you're stamping something. Okay, so I feel like this over here doesn't go that well, even though it is part of the natural landscape, so I'm just gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna do that by selecting a chunk of this. I'm gonna I actually can't find what I was looking for. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete the pasted layer that I put. Let's try this. Not bad. Now this little area we're gonna fix up as well. Copy. I'm gonna merge these layers again. For some reason, it is not allowing me to fix this up. So I'm just gonna have to stamp it again. Alright, from far it doesn't look bad, so that's what matters. I feel like people don't really zoom into collage detail as much. I could definitely be wrong, however. Okay, so one thing I completely forgot about was in the water we're gonna need some type of reflection of this house. So I'm gonna make sure that's copied and I'm gonna paste it. I wanna make sure we are again. Let's transform this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. This isn't allowing me for some reason to. I think why it's doing that is because it's gonna do the entire canvas, and that's not what I want. I want something like this. Wow, that looks super weird to the eye, at least for me. I'm actually just gonna bring in this part. Like that. Hopefully that works. Okay. Whoops, way too big. I really have no idea if this is gonna look good, but let's give it a try. Alright. That's actually better than I expected. I need to actually select this portion of the bow. Copy it, paste it. I think if I make it too big, it doesn't look as good. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Now what I want to do is bring in another sky, and I was thinking of using this image over here. Okay. So we're gonna copy that over. Paste it. It's gonna be obviously too big. Before I do that, I'm gonna merge all these layers. Now I'm actually gonna flatten the image, and now I'm gonna add this. Perfect. But I actually shouldn't have merged them. I'm gonna merge these. Okay, there you go. Perfect. So what I want to do is make these colors match. So actually, I'm gonna flip it because it is supposed to reflect the top sky as well. If I were to change the opacity, let's give this a try. I don't really know what that was. Yeah, I don't like the way it looks, so I'm just gonna forget about that. Okay, so I'm gonna edit this layer. It has to be a little lighter. Gonna mess around with the house does stick out a little, and that's probably because I didn't do any edit to it before I added the house into this, which I should have done. Okay, I think that's not bad. Image. Apparently it has no magenta, no cyan in it, according to this, which is weird. Oh, now it's working. Alright, maybe. whites because I think there's definitely too much cyan in them. I kind of think this goes, but I'm definitely not done yet. What I think I'm gonna do first is add the noise on this. Filter, convert for smart filters. Noise. That's a little too much. That definitely makes the house blend in a little better. To give it an overall look, to make it look like it actually is a real landscape, I decided to add a filter on it, a film filter, just because it's already here. I actually really like that one. So that is one landscape I created. Well, another one. I'm not a big fan I'm not a big fan about the reflection, but it is important, so I'm gonna leave it there. Other than that, I think it's pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is just flatten it and go ahead and save it. Then I'm gonna move on to the next one. The next one's gonna be very quick. I just wanted to do something very fun and not really change it too much. I actually did this specific collage a little earlier, and I think the second version works best. Okay, we can get rid of these. So this right here is just a picture of a mirror on a bed. I really like the texture of the mirror with the color of the bed underneath. It's not the best picture, but it's fine. Okay, I'm not gonna edit this too much, even though I already started. Try to look as natural as possible. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Now I want to make it look like it's on the bed outside, so I'm gonna bring in an image over here, which is this one I decided. Oops, I didn't select this at all. Let's see. Let's just give it a second. Oops, this actually froze now. What I just thought about doing, since the background picture is a little blurry, that's because it was taken with the iPhone, and I kind of moved a little bit, so that's probably why it looks like that. I was thinking about, once this loads, I'm gonna go back to the image and I am gonna add a blur effect on it, so it's not as sharp. If this would like to load any second. I'm not really sure why it's not working. there you go. Finally. That's why you always have to be patient with your technology. Right now, I'm just gonna leave it without the blur to see if it looks okay. And if it doesn't, I'll definitely change it. I don't understand what's going on. Let's just go ahead and cancel that and restart it. Enter. I'm gonna move it underneath. Oh, that doesn't look bad at all. I'm gonna see if I can add a filter to this one. So we're gonna filter that to a Gaussian blur. Nice, I actually like how it looks. I think the perspective might be a little bit off in a way. Because if a mirror is flat on the bed, it really wouldn't have this kind of angled look that this seems to have. Or what I just thought of is I should have done it vertically. I flipped the entire image, but for some reason it looks cool. Or I think this kind of looks better. Let me just double check. That versus this. And I kind of like this better. So we're gonna keep it at that. We're gonna go ahead and flatten this image. I want to mess around with the colors. What I was thinking of doing is doing the selective color and adding a little bit. Since that looks so desaturated, I want to do it in the middle as well. Let's do it to the neutrals. Just trying to make it match as much as possible. Like that. Cool. mess around with color balance actually. Okay, I actually like this. I don't like this corner over here. I'm just gonna see if I can manage to copy it. Oops. First flatten the image. Copy this, paste it. Or this section right here. I think this corner over here, right here, it was my shadow because it was a picture I took of myself, which would make sense. But let's see if we can cover it up. That's fine. We'll leave it at that. I guess this makes it look more realistic. I'm gonna mess around with these filters again because I really like them. Oops. I like this one. That's the Kodak Fuji one. So it's between that one or, oh yeah, I like this one. Perfect. Now go ahead and add this corner is so bothering me, so what I'm gonna do is actually give it all a kind of vignette look. So we're gonna invert that darker. Feather it a little bit. I think that's not bad. Okay, I definitely like that better. That's before, after. But now I think I did it too much over here. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and flatten this. And we're gonna add that last touch, which is the noise. 15. I'm gonna go ahead and undo it. I'm gonna convert it for a smart filter, might work a little better. save this and take another look at all the ones I've done so far. Okay, so these were the two that I did last week, as I showed in the beginning of this video. And these two are the ones I worked on today. So this was the original version I did beforehand, just as practice, which now that I look at it, I really don't like it. This is the one I worked on today, which you can see, I feel like it looks a lot better. If anything, I would definitely change, I would make over here a little cleaner, make the house a little darker, kind of right here. But that's pretty much it where I would change. Other than that, I feel like it looks a lot better. And then this is just a simple mirror on the bed and changing the inside of the mirror, which I really liked. Looks very old school, which is my favorite. So thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, I hope you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to check out all the other videos. Have a great day.